It's Kaipacha with the weekly Pele report for Wednesday, June 21st, the solstice. Just last night that sun went into Cancer. And yeah, today Mercury is going to join him. I'm up here in beautiful British Columbia, and they don't call it beautiful British Columbia for nothing. It's gorgeous. This trail just goes on and on and on. Moon's now in Gemini, which is like hiking, walking through the neighborhood, getting out and about. Stays there till she goes on Friday into Cancer, and we have a new moon at 2 degrees 47 minutes of Cancer. We've got, this is really a nice week. Okay, Venus is over there in Taurus, Earth, Cancer's water. Okay, that Venus is trine Pluto up there, a beautiful Venus trine Pluto. And we're coming around to this Sun, Mercury, Moon conjunction. Let's look upriver here a little bit. This is really just so great. Oh, you can't see it so much. I don't know, can you see it over there? If you're really still and quiet, if I'm really still and quiet, you can hear the rapids. That's the river down there. And it's a bit of a long way down. And that's where we're going, is down. Down into our feelings, down into our emotions. But let me give you the rest of the aspects here before I go talking about everything. Oh my God. So Mars has already been in Cancer, right? We talked about it. Mars is coming up to square Jupiter. So we're going to have a Mars exact square Jupiter this weekend on Saturday. Okay? Actively expanding. And the moon's going to conjunct Mars on Saturday too. And that Mars is square Jupiter because, what? It's also trine Neptune. We've got that Jupiter quincunx Neptune over there. And so whenever something comes into square Jupiter, it's going to trine Neptune. It's an interesting condition. Here we go. Let me come out to the point once and look down. And then give you a little shot of the river over here. So that's really what I'm going to be talking about. We know that the same old stuff is going on. Well, I will say that, you know, Mars is not only squaring Pluto next, squaring Jupiter, but, you know, next week it's going to go up and oppose Pluto. And you can maybe feel a little bit of that action now. So I'm going to look at the camera. I'm going to get down to that water and talk at you real soon. Okay, what to talk about today? Well, let's talk about feelings, emotions, love, intimacy, emotional security. This new moon in Cancer is going to set the tone for the next month. The sun's going to be in Cancer, the water crab, yeah? You know, for this whole month. Mercury, it's going to travel with Mars through there. And Mars is like we're drilling for water. Mars is that sharp drilling down, drilling for oil, looking for the gold. Drill, 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 in. 0 degrees Cancer in the natural horoscope is 12 o'clock midnight. So it's the darkest, innermost, lower worlds. Very personal. And this very personal stuff can be challenged a little bit because this Sun and Mars is going to be coming around, and here's big bad Pluto up there in Capricorn. I mean, we just made it through the Sun, you know, the Sun Mercury opposite Saturn up there. Okay, now they're coming into Cancer. They're going to oppose Pluto and square Jupiter over here in Libra. Partnership and relationship. Let's talk about that T-square. My personal world, very important, okay, you know, and likes, it's the introvert in all of us that wants to really go in and just like shut out the world and stay in my bedroom and talk to my inner voices, the great mother, like the mantra today. And here we've got this Pluto up here in Capricorn, and that's calling for physical security. And it could be that there's this, you know, 4th house, 10th house is, you know, the pull between, we're getting pulled out of our personal world by our job, business, vocation, career, responsibilities, duties. Yeah, and then it's square to Jupiter, which is other people and partnerships, and that square also creates tension because we want, you know, other people are asking us, wanting us, and it is beautiful, you know, that Mars-Jupiter's creation, Mars plus Jupiter in cosmology, okay, you know, cosmobiology, it equals birth. So there is this really amazing connection that we can do with other people. And it's calling us kind of out of our core, though, out of our center. And Pluto's calling us out to the office and out to work. And you know, this new moon in Mars and Mercury just kind of wants to like stay in the inner world. So some of us may be feeling this a little more than others. Depends on where it falls in your chart. But if you do manage to like, and this is Mars in Cancer, okay? It's like the bear, the mother bear protecting her cubs. It's like, get away. You know, boom, put bolts on the door and like, leave me out, leave me alone, I'm meditating. So you actively create a nest, you actively create a home. I talked about that, good time for building a home or building an addition or building something, you know, your studio, you know, where you can like, you know, do your own thing and get in touch with your own vibration and your own feelings. And channel, okay, this trine to Neptune over there in Pisces, yeah, and then this Venus over there in Taurus, you know, sextiling this Cancer. It's like, this is a really great time for intuiting, imagining, you know, bring in that painting or bring in that book or bring in, you know, it's like do your photography, you know, just like really be inspired. Create time to be inspired. That Venus in Taurus, you know, she's exalted in Taurus. Well, she rules Taurus. Really super strong. To you know, to ground and be still, sensuous in these rocks and trees and grasses and my inner world. This is like really, it's such a beautiful inner time. It's amazing that in the northern hemisphere, it's the longest day, okay, and the sun is like, you know, speaking of the sun, right, the North Node has moved into Leo as of last month in May for a year and a half, and this is about play and fun, lightening it up, and really enjoying ourselves. So the struggle here could just be to, like, you know, remove some of these duties and responsibilities and create our own space, create our own time. Uranus in Aries really wants to do that. Now the other thing that may be cropping up for some folks, okay, Saturn is square Chiron this whole year, okay, Chiron is also this underworld. Even this Mars coming up to oppose Pluto brings us into this underworld. What's in the underworld? Well, Cancer seeks emotional bonding, emotional connection, emotional security. I want to snuggle and cuddle and be held and protected, and, you know, and it brings back maybe some memories, because the moon is the past. It's our childhood, it's mom, it's our childhood experience. And as we sit still and we close out that outer world, some of this stuff kind of bubbles up. The memories, And Mars is like maybe some emotional anger about when I was not nurtured, I was not loved, I was emotionally abandoned, I was emotionally betrayed. I mean, Cancer can kind of like really also, you know, cling. The Cancer's got those claws, you know, so there can be some jealousy, some possessiveness, you know, that, you are, you are my nurturing source of milk and nourishment, and I need that breast, right? Yeah? The baby needs the breast. And it's just like when we get into our inner child, it's not logical, not rational, okay, not reasonable, and we may tap into, or what may rise up within us, okay, is some turbulent emotional waters, some turbulent feelings. And what we want to do is not stuff them and not suppress them. You know, Pluto will say, like, that's not okay. Be ashamed of that. Or, your desire or need for emotional connection is infantile. Like, you get out of your Oedipus complex, where you got to, fall in love with your mother, okay, and like, be strong and be tough and be cool. This is a feminine, I mean, look at this, Neptune, Pisces, Venus, Taurus, all this in Cancer. This is feminine, 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 feminine. It's soft, penetrable, open. Cancer wants to be vulnerable. Try to find and create that safe space, and maybe with an intimate partner. This Jupiter in Libra, this is such a beautiful time for emotional connection. And Taurus, Venus and Taurus, physical, sexual connection, where you're just kind of laying out here on the rocks, or, skinny dipping in the river or something, and just like really returning to your roots, coming back to the mother. I'm in Duncan. It's the First Nation people are so powerful. I'm going to go into town and get some pictures of these totem poles. Yeah, look at the symbolism there. Just really meditate on the stones and the rocks and the waterfalls and the rapids, and let go. Pluto in Capricorn. Let go. Pluto says let go. Die to that Capricorn outer authority that says you've got to succeed and you've got to have so much money and you've got to have so much success before you can relax and take care of yourself. No, no, no. When I am in my center, my innermost core, completely relaxed, needing no more, I connect with the mother who gave birth to it all. As in the silence, I can hear her call. When is the last time you were in absolute silence? It doesn't come around that often these days. Absolute silence? It's a rarity. Seek it out. Because in that silence emerges the spirit call. So, when I am in my center, my innermost core, completely relaxed, needing no more, I connect with the mother who gave birth to it all. As in the silence, I hear her call. Namaste, aloha, so much